Hello, everyone. Welcome to Alphawisdom. I'm Mystic Cassandria, and we're in for another week of interesting topics to cover in palmistry. Today, we're going to just add a portion of what we did last week on the fingers, and then we will be focusing on analyzation for the rest of the week. We'll go back to points of interest and try to put it together. And if you're interested in doing palm reading yourself, just follow along. Okay, so let's get started. I came across these photos, and even though we covered it, there may be a thumb that looks like your thumb, the thumb we're covering today. So I want to go over that. I pointed out to you when we were talking about fingernail shapes, you won't have all of the same type. Remember that chart? I'll just put it up here just briefly so we can see what it's all about. Okay. Here we have two thumbs, same person. Two thumbs, same person. Okay. So let's look at the one at the top. We can see here the moon, half moon. This one doesn't have it. But notice this. Can you see the difference? There is a slight difference. The one here, look at that. You see how this is swollen on the sides? So this is definitely a club thumb. Okay? Let's take a look at this. You have slight swelling here. It's also a club thumb. So I wanted to point that out to you. You may feel, well, this must be different because it does look different, but they come under the same category. So we have different shapes within the one shape, if that makes any sense. All right, let's take a quick look at this one. We see there's a greater difference here. So we can identify a nail shape on this thumb. You remember when we were talking about broad, rectangular, spreads out, the nail takes up a lot of space. The nail bed can handle that. But when it's short, about 1/2 that size, we call it short. Has the same category. So here we have a short, broad thumb. Okay? This is not clubbed. However, this one is. So I want to point that out. Maybe you have a situation on your hand. It could be the right hand or it could be the left hand. Or when you put them together like this example and this example, you can definitely see a difference. Okay? All right. Let's take a look at this one. This is clear where you saw the moon there. But here's one on a finger. There's really nothing wrong with it. It's really nothing wrong there. Okay? So this one can be classified as broad. This is a wide space, broad. But there's no health issue that's visible. Okay? So I want to make sure you could see that. All right. Now, we are going to be going into what we have here. Hand analysis. Now with this one, I think we can see that clearly. We're going to be pointing out several things. I don't have any markings there. I wanted you to use your imagination and see if you recognize something. Remember, points of interest. That means as you look at the hand, you want to determine what seems to pull your eyes into whatever that is. What do you notice here? Are you looking at the fingers? All right, if you're looking at the fingers, then check the length of the ring finger compared to the index finger. Okay? If you're focusing on the hand, notice the shape. Does it seem to be square shape or is it more rectangular? Before I give you the answer, let's look at some other things. Let's take a look at the lines. All of this we've covered in a previous lesson, so if you just recently tuned in, just review some of the lessons where it talks about that particular line. All right, here we go, looking at this one. This, of course, is the heart line. Is there something about this line that pulls you in? You might be pulled in that it's long, it runs across the palm, or you could be pulled into this area. What is that on that? I hope you can see. That is an island. Looks like several little ones here from here, 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 here. They're there. What do you think? You might be pulled into looking at the headline. Headline, of course, starts over here. And look at this. It keeps going straight. It likes it. It's very focused. It can't look in any other direction. It wants to look forward. That's how the thinking is. Okay? You might be pulled into this line. You notice it's a gap here. Actually, it is a very thin line there. So, something may be happening when the line is missing. You kind of wonder what's going on, or part of the line is missing. But look at this. You've got a line coming here. And where is it coming from? It seems to be attached back there. So we can't ignore that. We have to watch all of these things if we're going to be talking about it, talking to someone whose hand you're looking at. All right, let's take a look here. It's like a deep crease. We covered that. What's going on there? Well, we'll see. Now, before we go back into the thumb ball, let's look at this finger. Now, we know when we deal with the thumb, we look at the height, length, in comparison to this space here, to determine something else about the person. And also, let's say we're wondering how flexible this person is. You may be working with this person and you find, if you remember, this is standing tall. The word flexible means easy movement, flexible. Does this appear to be the case? Not really. And you've got a line here and a line here. And there are lines coming up here. And there's a line going back here. What is that? Remember the name Mars? I'll tell you that. And then you've got a line coming up here. That's in the area of your fate line. Okay, how you doing? Take a look at this thumb ball. Are you pulled into this gap between here? Anything else? What's going on in this space before we close? All right. The point is, there is a tremendous amount you can say about the hand. And you can just keep going on and on about the hand. But you could do it. It's just a matter of focusing on what are the points of interest. What draws you in? Okay, well, on the next day, we will begin with the analysis of this one. I'll have the suggestions in there and compare what you thought with what I put there. All right, well, as usual, sorry about that. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks and welcome to the new subscribers. Thumbs up. YouTube seems to like that, if you liked it or if you understood what was going on. And we'll continue next time. So have a wonderful day. And of course, be happy. Love and light.